Now, here's Wendy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Hi. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Audience, my co-host. You look fabulous and fashionable. Oi, the weekend is here. I feel great. Okay, it looks like Britney Spears may already have a new job. We'll talk about that. And Katie Holmes is doing something with Seri that has a whole lot of critics, and me, talking. So I'll explain. Let's get started. It's time for Hot Topics. Thank you very much. Too kind. Thank you. I see you. I see you. Thank you. Thank you. So I've been dying to get here to share this story with you. We've already talked about Britney Spears and her split from her fiance, Jason Treadway. Well, I've been predicting this for a long time, and it happened recently. Like the other weekend, it was announced. Well, now there's new details emerging about what led to the split with Britney and her fiance, Jason. The Star magazine is saying that, okay, Jason was more like a father than a boyfriend. He had to make sure that she ate properly. He even picked out her clothes and had to virtually run the water and push her into the shower to take a shower. Well, that leads me to tell you the obvious. They had no sex life for months. Smelling like old hot dog water. Really, Britney girl, really? The Star magazine even alleges that Jason cheated with two girls at the W Hotel. I mean, Radar Online is also reporting that even though Jason and Britney are over, she managed to get herself a job, and also he doesn't want her money, he just wants her freedom. We talked about this before. We talked about this on yesterday's show. We always talk about this, and I always tell you that it's just not worth the money to stay with somebody that you're suffering from. And you know, sometimes you make a bigger statement by just walking away from the other person's money than staying and wanting it. I mean, Jason started with Britney as the conservator to her, you know, her situation, and then they tumbled into being boyfriend and girlfriend. And, you know, Britney just needs to sit down for a moment and get herself together and get well. And there's no reason that Jason should have to suffer along. So I'm not bitter at him for this breakup. It was needed. But they're also reporting that there's good news for Britney because TMZ says that, remember I was telling you she might take a residency in Las Vegas and be there for a moment and collect a bunch of money? Well, apparently there are 3 Las Vegas hotels in a bidding war to land Britney to perform headline. I know. And are you ready for the rest? The word is that Britney could get more than $100 million for the job. I know. And there are also reports that she can make as much as $200 million. Isn't that fantastic? But that's not going to cure this. You know, she really does have to get it together. And then there were other reports that Britney is kind of in denial. Like, she hasn't gotten a grasp that she and Jason are over, you know? Where's Jason? I don't know what that means in terms of what she's actually doing, whether, you know, she's dialing him constantly or driving past his new house or whatever she's doing. But Britney, congratulations on that Vegas thing. I think that's a good job for you because you'll be at least in one place for a while. And like I told you, you can enroll your boys into the Las Vegas schools and live there for a few years and collect all that money. But most importantly, that'll probably be a place where when you're not on stage, you can get the help that you need, whether it's that a psychiatrist or psychologist comes to visit you at your hotel room to help you cope with your new life, or you go out to that person. But you need help, girl, and everybody's talking and everybody's watching, so I wish you well. Yeah. Yeah. You know, I made it no secret that on X Factor, my favorite contestants were that girl group, Fifth Harmony. And even though they didn't win, they placed third on the show, but Simon Cowell still thinks they have what it takes, which I was talking to Simon through the TV saying, do something with these girls like you did with that group, One Direction. Because, you know, that's a Simon Cowell discovery as well. And I was saying, you know, and no disrespect to women, you know, solo singers, you know, without the group, but I miss the days of like En Vogue, the Cover Girls, you know, all those girls together. I mean, the Spice Girls weren't exactly my era, but you know, you get the idea. Like, I love a girl group. Just nobody, they didn't know each other. They were just put together. Everybody had a different look, and it's just different. So People Magazine is reporting that Simon has signed Fifth Harmony to his record label. So good, good. Speaking of signing an X Factor, any word on whether Khloe Kardashian is signed to come back to X Factor? No. Okay. Well, the streets are talking, so let's get an accurate report and do that on Monday. Just saying. Anyway, thank you, Simon, though, for signing those girls. All right. So, there's a superstar singer that wants to be an actress, and I don't know how you feel about this, or maybe you feel singers should stay in their lane, but it's Lady Gaga. I'm not mad. I'm not. There's a Los Angeles insider talking, saying that Gaga is constantly challenging herself and she needs a new challenge. And this challenge is that she wants to start acting, and then in 5 years, she wants to win an Oscar. It's nice to set goals. No, here's the thing, okay? She recently landed a role in an action film called Machete Kill, and listen to her co-stars, Charlie Sheen, Mel Gibson, and Sofia Vergara. So she says that she admires musicians that take the stretch and, you know, go into acting, like Justin Timberlake, who made the wonderful transition. And you know, I used to be a hater on people who would, like when I was in radio and some of my radio, like I studied radio. I went to college, I studied radio. It wasn't something that I landed in, like I did it, studied it, and I do it, and I did it. And when people, whether it be rappers, singers, or whoever, people from outside my radio career would land, you know, a shift on the air, it used to make me mad. I still had my job, but they were taking jobs from my radio brethren, other people who studied radio, and I used to be a hater on that. Thank goodness for evolution, because I no longer hate on that, you know? And with one caveat. Only real radio people should be inducted into the National Radio Hall of Fame. Do you know what I'm saying? All due respect. And if it weren't for people stretching, we'll take singers, you know, going into acting, then we wouldn't have people like Barbra Streisand the way we were, Diana Ross and Mahogany, Cher and The Mask, and let's not forget Jennifer Hudson and Dreamgirls. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Which, by the way, I know she won the Oscar. She won the Oscar for that, but that wasn't as much for the acting as it was for the singing. Remember, she sang through Dreamgirls, so even though she was in a movie, she was really doing her craft still. My thought on Lady Gaga and this Oscar is, Oscars are meant for the Meryl Streeps and, you know, the Amanda Seyfrieds and the Bob De Niros. Where'd that come from? I'm so cool. I mean, I don't know that man. I mean, Robert De Niro's. That's my thought. Like, there's nothing wrong with transitioning in, but I'm not grown up enough to allow, like, you know, a singer to win an Oscar. That's for the real actors. Just saying. But good luck, Gaga. Gaga, we're gonna be talking about you, by the way, on the Hot Talk panel. I have to agree to disagree with something that you've done recently. We'll talk. Okay, so Katie Holmes has been spotted all over New York City after her split from Tom, and she's really adjusted to New York life. She looks like one of us, you know, the scrubbed face, she's got comfortable shoes, she's walking, there she is, there, that's New York. And cute, by the way. Do you think she's attractive? Yes. I think she's attractive. Oh. Camera focused on a hater. Did you see her? Yeah, they focused on you saying, She looks like a little girl, but that's a good thing. Yeah, she is a grown woman. And you know what? And so is Seri, almost a grown woman. But Katie will not put this girl down. Seri Cruz, here's what people and me have been criticizing. Seri Cruz is 6 years old and off in first grade. And she's, look at this. Would you look at that? I can't tell whether I'm madder that she's carrying her. Go back to the first picture. Or look at the face, the first picture. Thank you. Look at the face on Seri. Just, she needs a spanking or a tap tap or a beat down. I don't know what you call it in your house, but whatever it is, she needs it. Katie, it's time for you to stop carrying her. I mean, she's overwhelming you. And what are you scared of? Look at that. Oh my God, Katie. Katie, what are you scared of? Just hold her hand and let her walk on the inside. And don't hold her maybe by the hand. Maybe you want to put your arm around her if you're nervous that somebody's going to snatch her or something. But picking her up looks really awkward. And if it's that you don't want the paparazzi to always get her, why don't you just get her a pair of sunglasses? A lot of the cool celebrity kids, they wear sunglasses for the purpose of paparazzi not being around. I mean, you draw more attention to yourself by carrying that grown woman child than anything. Katie. By the way, you know, Katie's interested in dating, but she doesn't really know how to put herself out there, which makes her like a lot of women don't know how to put themselves out there. And there's nothing wrong with admitting it and seeking help. And that's exactly what Katie's done. She is seeking the advice, according to the London Sun, from a dating coach to boost her confidence around men. Well, if you think about it, she didn't really have to meet Tom. Like, remember, that was her teenage crush, the posters in the room and the whole bit. Do you remember how she told us? You know? And then, allegedly, according to everything I've always heard, their first date and everything was arranged, so she didn't have to go out and flirt. And then prior to that, when she was on that Dawson's Creek show, she dated one of her people from Dawson's Creek. But you don't really have to flirt and do anything when you're, you know, on a TV show set in one of the Carolinas. You know, she's socially awkward around men, so she's a dating coach. I think that's a good thing. Yeah. Good for you. Yeah. And no matter what man you get, as soon as he sees you pick up that grown woman you call a daughter, he's gonna run, Katie. Good luck. Last time I picked up little Kevin, okay, he's 12 now, he was 3 years old. I will never forget the day. We were in the kitchen, and I wanted to pick him up to put him on the island on account of I didn't feel like getting down there to tie his shoes. That's what happens when you have your kids a little bit later in life. All of a sudden, you can't do all the stuff that you... Look, so I wanted to tie the boy's shoes, but you know, I picked him up, and I felt a crook. I put him back down. And I've never picked him up ever. I haven't picked Kevin up since he was 3 years old. He just weighed too much. I felt a crook in my back. Anyway, remember the other day we were talking about Kobe Bryant and his wife, Vanessa, of 12 years. They called off their divorce. They're staying together. And my opinion was that I was very, very happy for that because I just, you know, I root for marriage, and every marriage goes through and relationship goes through trials and tribulations. And it's worth it to work it out, especially if you have children. And I resent when people say it's cheaper to keep her. I resent that because that's implying that Kobe or the next rich person is only staying together so they don't have to split the money with their spouse. In my opinion, there is no amount of money for happiness. I don't believe this. Do you see me trying to convince myself? I know, I really don't believe that. I really don't believe that, you know. But there is a new report saying that Kobe would have had to pay, if they went through with this divorce, a shocking amount per month. $1.36 million a month in spousal and child support. And people are saying because of that is why they've decided to stay together. Listen, they've been married for 10 years, and you know, they have a couple of kids. And reportedly, also, if they went through with this divorce, he might have had to pay that amount of money for the rest of his life. Well, I have to tell you something. If a spouse or a boyfriend or girlfriend is that much of a pain in the behind, I say clear the path for new love, pay the money, negotiate something, maybe get it down to $800,000 a month. I don't know. Me personally, I'm a person of a particular character thanks to how I was raised. And you might say, you know, we might do a lot of talking here on Hot Topics and on the show, and we do, but I do believe in supreme happiness. I believe their divorce is there for a reason. And I think that these two are still together for love.